Hey people, you know who it is. It's your boy, A and P Collectibles, also known as Anthony. If you haven't subbed to my channel, please sub and give it a like, share it, and tap that bell because it really does help me grow this channel, and it also helps the algorithm and all that jazz. You know what it is. So this is like my ninth, actually this is my 10th take to this video. I'll try not to ramble too much. Hopefully I don't. And may even do a routine of talks. I mean, routine of how I talk. Let me just give you a concept of why I'm doing this video. This is pretty much an update video to a video I did almost 10 years ago, maybe even longer. I'm not gonna give you the link to it. It was kind of embarrassing to be honest. And well, back then my opinions have changed. It was a video about, am I gonna do I prefer digital collecting over physical collecting, in the gaming sense of things. But this video is gonna be about the card collecting in the physical or the digital sense of things. My opinion has changed, but you could pretty much put this in general with anything I've ever collected physically. And if you watched my channel for quite some time, you know I've been through phases of collecting. Always collecting. I did stop card collecting back in the early 2000s, and I got back into it in 2014, but it was mostly Magic at the time. Now I'm more into the sports thing, and that started generally in 2016 when I found the community and I wanted to start collecting again. Now, let's get to it. It's gonna be I took the positives and the negatives of digital, and the positives and the negative of physical. So we'll start with the physical because I've been doing it for such a long time. I know it very well, and I've recently started growing with the community and knowing how to all the terms and everything like that. So I'm pretty knowledgeable at the moment with it. Hopefully, maybe I'm not. I'm just tooting my own horn, I guess. Anyway, here we go. So with the physical, obviously you can touch it, you can look at it, the nuances, and there's a lot of interesting stuff you can do with physical. You know, there's autos now. Back in the 90s, that didn't exist that much. You know, you would get them, but it was very rare that you would get them. And the serial numbers were crazy. Like, I remember I used to see cars with 2,000, eight, I don't know, 50,000. I'm exaggerating, but it was a lot compared to when you go into a physical world now that it's, you know, you'll see cars like 100 out of 100. You see parallels out of, low numbers and stuff like that. I'm not going to just keep rambling on about that, but you get what I'm saying. Um, so that's good. And you want to create scarcity and you want to create value, but obviously the more established the player is in the league that he plays in, is going to create value not only for the collector but for the investor. And that's what I am. I'm also an investor. I'm both, and it's just a tug of war. Like it's hard to be both, but you have to be, and then you have to also be the seller. You're the buyer as well, and so all this is a circle that keeps going. At least in my opinion, if you're both, and or if you're just one of them, if you're just a collector. But I think of myself as both. So the next thing you want to know is which we just did was scarcity. Scarcity is created with the number of cards that are released, and if they're parallel, they have a serial number, which also the lower the serial number in circulation, which means the top number that has been produced, then the more chances the car is more valuable. So we move on to supplies, and the downside of collecting in a way, because when you're collecting, you have to buy supplies to protect your cards. You have to keep them in a certain area. You can't keep them near water. You can't keep them anywhere warm, and you don't want to have any kind of pets or kids around your collectible, especially if they're very expensive. You don't want that. And you just want security. You want to be safe with your collectibles. Um, so that's kind of hard depending on your living situation. And you could I'm not saying that you can't create a safe environment for your collectibles with animals and kids. I'm sure there's people that have done that. I'm not. That's not what I'm saying in this, but it's a lot harder. It's a more of a challenge. I'm pretty sure. Um, than if you were living, alone or with older, more mature people. You usually don't have to worry about that much, and no pets. Like I said, I love pets, and just saying, they do. It could be a hassle, and I'm sure some people may agree that are collectors. But let's move on. So you also have to take that into consideration. You have to take into consideration um, ensuring your collection. Making sure that people around you that know you, that are your family or friends, if something happens to you, they know what to do with it. That's something that I'm lucky with because one of my brothers was a collector, so he kind of knows what to do if anything happens to me, and it pretty much would go to him or one of my nephews if they knew what to do with it, but they don't. Anyway, I don't want to dwell on that bad side of things, but that is something you should talk to, because that's part of the course of what you have to do if you want to become a collector and collect valuable things, or even things that are not valuable, but you still want to keep them in good condition. Um, so that is a negative. More positives. I mean, you could pass it down to your family. Um, Other positives is they're valuable. I have been pleasantly surprised. Sorry, it's really late at night. I might stutter over my words. Pleasant. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. I don't want to do another take. So let's just say it was pleasantly surprised. See, I got it out there. I hope. Whew, man, I might have to edit this video. So that is something that I was like really cool. Let's not ramble on about it, but I know some of my collection is decently valued. Even some recent stuff that I was extremely surprised about. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm rambling. And I'm trying to brag. I'm not bragging. I'm not a millionaire, so don't think that. Let's see. The other stuff that I wanted to point out about physical is you have to grade it to get your top dollar for it to sell it. And you may have to pay insurance to send it out. Obviously, if it's very valuable, you want to make sure it gets there and nothing bad happens to it. And so that's something else you have to worry about, getting damaged or other people trying to scam you for your card. Um, when it comes to physical, the 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 headaches that you have to go through, that's obviously negative. The grading is also a headache, but it could create more value for your card, obviously, if you research that. I'm not gonna go into all that. I'm sorry that I'm rambling and I made mistakes, but let's hope that I can still get through this. So yeah, I think that was all I wanted to say about the physical. You could also say that you can get so many nostalgic feelings from a card, where you got it from, who you got it from, all that stuff. Um, that's always a positive, and I think I am always going to be a physical collector or a hybrid of both. Where I collect digital and physical, but obviously I've been leaning more digital lately than anything. But I do like my physical items. Again, love touching it, looking at my cards, looking at anything that I collect. I love looking. That's the best part. One of the best parts of collecting, just looking at your stuff. and mining it. And showing it off to friends is always cool too. You want to get instant gratification from other collectors. Say, oh, that's cool, stuff like that. So all that stuff is good. Yes. Now let's move into the digital world. And I'll be a little technical. You guys know that I'm into crypto. Bitcoin is the big grandfather of it all, and it's run by a technology called the blockchain. Most cryptocurrencies are run on the blockchain, but there's also tokens which are run on those particular blockchains. And blockchains could be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, the list goes on. All of them are different in their own ways. You can trade them, and that's why they're different values of each, because each blockchain has a different value that people put on it. But with NFTs, which is non-fungible tokens, those are created value because it's on a platform that is almost like creating its own ecosystem within that. And you can collect fine art or digital art, and you can collect photography, music. Now it's been all over the news. It's really popular at the moment. I always knew about it, obviously, because I was in the crypto space. But Top Shots brought a new aspect to it that I was familiar with, which is with physical collecting. So I'm going to use that as the example, and because I'm just more knowledgeable about Top Shots at the moment. But I have been dabbling in other collectibles as well. Just not. I just don't. I just want to focus on one because I don't want to make it too complicated. So Um, with Top Shots, it's the same thing. You can own a card if there is some scarcity. Um, created by the creators of the NBA Top Shot platform. So there's that. It is centralized if you really think about it, but you can probably maybe in the future it will be more decentralized. Hopefully, but that is not a big deal if it creates more awareness to the flow blockchain, um, and that's the cryptocurrency that Dapper Labs is the company that has made is making Top Shots, and they also were known to make an older collectible NFT collectible platform which was called Crypto Kitties. So there's a little history behind it, but it was a proven concept at that point. I was hearing all these people paying crazy prices. So I'm just telling you how I got into it. A friend of mine mentioned it to me because he knew I was a collector. But then I kind of just pushed it to the side because I figured maybe because I was figuring I know a lot of physical collectors. I don't know if they're gonna get into this. I was wrong with that because there's a whole nother community of digital collectors that I wasn't, So I decided to give it a chance eventually. I know I'm rambling on and I'm seeing like I'm more biased to the digital side of things, but like I said, I love my physical stuff. Um, so anyway, let's get to it. Obviously, that was the scarcity part. Explaining some of the features it does have. It's programmable. Just think about it as programmable um, digital cards. That's how I look at it. There are parallels, there are sets, series of sets, pretty similar. It feels more like the '90s cards, how the '90s looked in inserts and cards. That I don't know if that's what they're going for, but that's what it feels on the platform. It gives me that vibe, and the whole NBA aspect of it. I'm a huge fan of the NBA. I'm not like that's not the number one sport I watch on my casual time. It's mostly baseball. I'm a huge fan of baseball. It used to be boxing, but it's just mostly baseball nowadays. I do watch quite a bit of basketball. It's probably my second most watched sport, so I'm semi knowledgeable. I wouldn't say I'm like an advanced fan, but I'm very into it and I do watch it. There's years where I'm not as so into it. That's how I roll with it. But I'm a Knicks fan, by the way, as you guys know. So anyway, that's really it when it comes to how I feel in that sense with it. The future is bright with it. We could see players autographing digitally, so you could verify that a player did autograph it. We can possibly get um, more visual appealing um, graphics involved, um, music, um, maybe some commentary from the player himself, or commentary from the sports commentators in the future, augmented reality, virtual reality, bring your items to another platform like Decentraland or something similar to that, possibly in the future. You could play fantasy games. You could also do physical stuff, but it's not as easy. And plus, you can track your numbers, through various computer algorithms. Could do that for you, and you don't have to worry about it. That's there's a lot of advantages I see in the future. You definitely don't have to worry about in the future of digital. You don't have to worry about um, where to keep it. All of them are tens, by the way, and you can always guarantee that if someone buys your card or moment, it's gonna get where it's safe and sound, and there's no complaints. And he can't say that they didn't get it because you could verify it, obviously. So there's so much pluses when it comes to that. So yeah, it is expensive when you look at the, uh, there's some. It's you could say it's expensive and no, and sometimes you could say it's not really expensive because if you take out all the physical things you have to do and protecting and all the other stuff I mentioned in the physical side of things, you're actually saving some money. You're actually saving some headache as well. So there's that. So it is a process to that I think that you can still get nostalgic from it. Watching the videos of other people opening packs, and myself opening a pack, I feel the same way as I feel when I'm opening a physical pack. The only difference, obviously, is I'm not touching the pack. I'm not opening the pack. I'm not dropping cards or anything like that. So yeah, there's that difference. And not that I don't mind touching the card, seeing the card, everything, all that stuff is awesome. Um, but like I said, there's some negative, and just like this, there is a negative. I don't want to just seem all positive about this. The negative, okay, at this point, it's centralized. I said that in the beginning. You could, and I'm just talking in particular about NBA Top Shots. There's other projects are more decentralized than this. Um, well, it's more trying to be more decentralized. This is, decentralized light anyway. um, the bad part is that that's one of them. You have to just take that into consideration. The other bad part is that they do maintenance, they do certain things where the market is not up. They're going through some growing pains where people are trying to take advantage, and I agree that they're doing the right thing to prevent a lot of people that are not doing things correctly. I mean, we should take this as a privilege that we're kind of being taken serious at this point. We're collectors and we're really being taken serious. I don't know how else to tell you guys, but that's how it is. Before we weren't being taken serious, and it seems like the world is paying attention now. Um, so that's a good thing and a bad thing. Um, there's also the possibility of it getting hacked, which hopefully it does not happen. But again, it's on a blockchain, so if the website gets hacked, usually that only means certain things, and you know what that means. You won't be able to see your cards and all that stuff, but there's always a way to clone websites and something goes wrong. And I'm sure Top Shots has thought of this, because if I'm not a brainiac. If I thought of it, they may have thought of it. So that's what I'm thinking. The other stuff that I wanted to talk about, like I said, in a sort of rambled away from it, is that I can create moments with this too. You know, like as I said, I collect physical cards. I remember some of them where I bought them at. Who, if anyone gave me any of these cards, all that stuff. I remember that. At least I try to. I know I don't look like much of a collector when I don't collect what people send me and actually show it off, like I said. But I definitely watch my old videos a lot, even really extremely old ones. I watch them surprisingly, and I would cringe every time I watch them. So it's always fun to look at it. I try not to delete my videos because I want to look back at my stuff, and hopefully other people do too. If not, that's cool. Whatever. It's it's just for me and whoever wants to watch them. But the other things that I appreciate about digital is that the community is really fun, just just as fun as the physical community. Some of the best communities that I've met so far are communities where it's collectors, and it's mostly card collectors. It's probably the best communities I've ever in I guess infiltrated, and the this one digital so far it's been very good. Um, I haven't ran into any beef or anything like that so far, and I'm a newbie to it, to be honest, to Top Shot itself. But crypto, maybe I'm considered a veteran. I mean, I got into it in 2013, but I wouldn't say I'm a guru or anything like that. So, you know, I'm not rich. I'm not a millionaire at the moment. I hope to be one day, or a billionaire if I can. I'm not a young buck, but hopefully that'll happen. So I'll see you in the next one. You know what to do if you haven't done yet. Please like, share this video. This is not financial advice. Do what you want to do with your money. Um, and hope you like the video. Hope you like this content. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself a lot and I'm rambling because I had notes, but I think going off the fly sometimes I do a good take, and I know I messed up a little bit in this video, but I hope you just take it in stride. It's really late at night, and I want just to do this video. So with that said, I hope you do like the video. I'm not telling anyone to change. I'm not doing this video to change anyone's mind. This is my inner struggles, my opinions as an investor and collector. So I hope you guys take that into consideration when you're watching this video. And like I said again, hopefully nothing will change with my collecting habits. The only thing that would change is pretty much some of my income will go into digital collecting. It's just as simple as it is. So I'll see you guys. And I know I said that like a million times, and this video is probably terrible, but I had fun with it. So I may do another take, maybe not. And I'll see you when I see you. Sorry, later.